Welcome to PsychWSigmund, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives and works of influential figures in psychology. Today, we're going to explore the life and legacy of Edward Tolman, a pioneering psychologist who made significant contributions to our understanding of behavior, learning, and motivation. Edward Tolman was born on April 14, 1886, in Newton, Massachusetts. Growing up in a family of modest means, Tolman's early life was marked by a strong emphasis on education and hard work. His parents, both devout Christians, encouraged his curiosity and love for learning, which would later shape his academic pursuits. Tolman's interest in psychology was sparked during his undergraduate studies at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, where he was exposed to the works of William James and other prominent psychologists of the time. After completing his bachelor's degree, Tolman went on to pursue his graduate studies at Harvard University, where he earned his PhD in psychology in 1915. It was during this period that Tolman developed a deep fascination with the concept of behaviorism, which would become a central theme in his later work. Under the guidance of his mentor, Edwin Holt, Tolman began to explore the idea that behavior could be understood as a function of environmental factors, rather than solely as a result of internal drives or instincts. Tolman's early career was marked by a series of academic appointments, including positions at Northwestern University and the University of California, Berkeley. It was during his time at Berkeley that Tolman began to develop his signature theory of purposive behaviorism, which posited that behavior is goal-directed and motivated by a desire to achieve specific outcomes. This idea was revolutionary for its time, as it challenged the dominant behaviorist views of John Watson and B.F. Skinner, who argued that behavior could be reduced to simple stimulus-response relationships. One of Tolman's most famous experiments, known as the latent learning study, demonstrated that rats could learn to navigate a maze even in the absence of reinforcement. This finding challenged the prevailing view that learning was solely driven by external rewards or punishments. Instead, Tolman showed that animals could develop cognitive maps of their environment, which allowed them to adapt and problem-solve in complex situations. Tolman's work on latent learning had significant implications for our understanding of human behavior and motivation. By recognizing that people are capable of self-directed learning and goal-oriented behavior, Tolman's theory provided a more nuanced and empowering view of human nature. This idea has been influential in fields such as education, where it has informed the development of student-centered learning approaches, and in clinical psychology, where it has shaped the design of cognitive behavioral therapies. Despite his significant contributions to psychology, Tolman's work was not without controversy. Some critics argued that his emphasis on cognitive processes overlooked the role of environmental factors in shaping behavior. Others saw his theory as too broad or vague, failing to provide a clear mechanism for explaining how behavior is motivated and directed. In response to these criticisms, Tolman continued to refine and develop his theory, incorporating new findings from psychology, neuroscience, and philosophy. His later work explored the concept of intervening variables, which referred to the internal cognitive processes that mediate between environmental stimuli and behavioral responses. So, how does Edward Tolman's work impact our everyday lives and contemporary psychology? Understanding that our behaviors are often guided by internal goals and mental representations of the world around us can help us approach learning, motivation, and even personal growth with a more nuanced perspective. For instance, educators can use the concept of cognitive maps to design more effective learning environments that encourage students to explore and understand complex information in a more engaging way. In clinical psychology, recognizing the importance of cognitive processes in behavior can lead to more targeted therapies for conditions like anxiety or depression. In conclusion, Edward Tolman's significance to the field of psychology lies not only in his groundbreaking theories, but also in his humble and pioneering spirit. He reminds us that psychology is a dynamic field, constantly evolving as we uncover more about the human mind and behavior. If you enjoyed learning about Edward Tolman, make sure to like, share, and subscribe.